Hello everybody, welcome back to the center space. This is the third part of our program tonight in this open moment. So I want to introduce you to some of our collaborators. This section is really a thinking in, and we are proposing it be a thinking in archive and performance. There's a thing called performance as research these days, and something about this is intriguing, and some of that is some of what we're working with tonight. I want to invite some of the cast members from the program tonight. It's titled Ways of Repair. I'm going to invite one of the key instigators of this project, Nombuso Mathibela. Who's joined by Zawadi Yamungu. And a third instigator is Sibonelo Gumede. And this is a program about thinking through our obscured histories and how to recuperate, resuscitate some of the knowledges that come with our traditions, but also ways of thinking how we can move forward and redefine what we consider our histories, our languages, our personages. I'm going to invite you guys to make introductions to the rest of your cast. It'll be a program lasting about 45, 50 minutes, and at the end, I will invite you all to engage in a call and response with the performers. We'll have a question and answer session, because I'm sure you'll be very interested in some of the discoveries that they have gone on in the last 4 days of being based here at the center. Sbusiso.
So, Sanbonani, good evening. I also would like to take this opportunity to welcome you all. My name is Sbusiso Gumede, as Neo has introduced me, and I represent this amazing team. And firstly, I would like to sincerely thank the center for the less good idea for inviting us and this work to the open moment. When I say us, I refer also to my extraordinary team of collaborators, which includes Sanele Ngubane, who unfortunately couldn't be here tonight due to other work commitments. Nkosing Pile Mpanza, affectionately known as Zawadi Yamungu, also Nombuso Mathibela. So their intellectual prowess, conceptual brilliance, and tireless experimentation have been the foundation of this project, which has delved into the life and legacy of Umntwana Mkhulu, Constance, Magogo, Sibilile, Mantinti, Gangezinye, Gadini Zulu. We are deeply honored to have been entrusted by the Buthelezi family with the responsibility of working with this archive. Their generosity and support in opening their family history to us have been invaluable and cannot be taken lightly. This open moment is the first public iteration of this project, and it marks the beginning of a journey which we envision as a living, evolving entity with gaps that will manifest in various forms and contexts. At the heart of our inquiry has been the question of how we can view and engage with this archive beyond the confines of a traditional historical perspective which has chosen to marginalize and silence it. Instead, we sought to understand uMagogo as a member of a community, a grandmother, sister, aunt, and a friend to many. We sought to see them as an intombi, Yasusutwini, a respected figure in the royal household of Wabuthelezi, a matriarch who raised a generation kwaphindangene, nasezizweni ngezizwe. We recognize her as Imbongi, as an intellectual and a pioneering figure in the realms of art, society, and politics. This open moment has also afforded us the opportunity to delve deeper into her songbook, viewing it not merely as a showcase of her exceptional talent and stylization, but as a rich reflection of its broader and social context. Her songs, or amagama or amahubo, are products of a collective creativity rooted in the intimate fabric of community. These songs range from the personal, exploring everyday life, emotions, and laments, to the spiritual reflecting her connection to the church and prayer. It is heartwarming to witness the enduring resonance of this songbook as it continues to be sung by amabutho akwaZulu and embraced by cultural producers like my colleague Zawadi, who highlights the significance of indigenous music in her practice. So the artists which are here with us today also have contributed immensely to the process that we've undergone this week, and they've just been nothing short but majestic. They all have entangled the layers and the tapestry of Magogo with an endearing precision and a sensitivity. To Thulisile, Pertunia, Micca is here, Tshego is up there, Unoma,
Yes.
Sbusiso. We express our gratitude for your exceptional contribution and your invocations. May your fruit of your creative labor inspire many. So we also wish to express our gratitude to the entire center team for their consistent support throughout the week and throughout the process of us engaging till this moment. We are thankful to Atina, Neo, Dimakhato, and Tabiseng, Usbongile, and the entire technical team. We also acknowledge the generous support of the Open Society Foundation through the Loss and Damage Collaboration Art and Cultural Program, which funded the first iteration of this research project. So that's it from me, and I'm inviting you to this open moment. Thank you so much, and I'll hand over to my colleagues.
Good evening, Sanbonani. Welcome to a workshop, play shop, space where we're thinking together, called Posho za Sunduza, Ways of Repair. When we talk about ways of repair, we are referring to the failures of memory, the failures of politics, and the failures of ethics in how we confront archives, figures, people, spaces. And Princess Magogo is a pathway into understanding archives as a methodology for us. So, Zawadi, we just want to maybe start by explaining some of the people that you see in this light box. Mm-hmm. One of the first figures that I think it's important to maybe bring in ugogo Nombeqe, umntwana Nombeqe, who is the voice that you're going to be hearing over and over throughout this entire conversation. She is so central in this archive, in the repair methodologies that we're thinking through. Ugogo Nombeqe, which is this granny, umntwana Nombeqe, she called Princess Magogo wayethi auntie kuyena. Auntie because she is ubaba kaNombeqe. Nombeqe's father was the brother to Princess Magogo in the polygamous structure. And then, do you want to maybe talk about the siblings, the sisters?
Yes, am I audible? All right, and umntwana omkhulu, Princess Magogo, had a daughter, Mojina. This is her with her mother.
At a wedding.
At the wedding, they're at the wedding here, and daughter umntwana uMojina is with her mother Princess Magogo Zulu here, and then there was umntwana uButhelezi, which was the son, and there was also Princess Admara here. She was the last daughter. Yeah,
she was
the
the last
last
daughter.
born, yes,
Princess
of Princess Magogo.
And what we also see here is Princess Magogo in Davidton. We see her in Davidton, where her daughter lived, Umojina. And they actually here were preparing for a wedding. Umshado wesilwe esikhothe emuzwelithini in this moment here. And this is Mojina. And this image that you see again is Princess Mojina, who was a classically trained pianist, the highest level, trained in London. And Waikia, Ecula, and had the spirit of song, just like her mother. I think the reason why we start here is this is part of the repair work that we have been involved in for, I think, probably the last 2 years.
Yeah.
And some of the works that have been very central in thinking through the maternal figure, the disappearances in archives, is Dr. Kolega Shange's PhD, which looks at the photographic archive of Princess Magogo and the ways in which we can read in narratives and disappearances in these archives. So what we want to present here is moments of that. It's quite playful, it's open-ended. Nothing here is set in stone. We're playing together, we're thinking together, and we just want to share sensibilities. I think singavumelana that that's the word we've been using throughout this whole time.
Yeah.
The sensibility that Tshego has been inviting us into this entire week.
I like this picture here.
Yeah.
Where,
Let's move it forward.
yeah, this picture, this is Umntwana Umojina with her mother. She used to carry a recorder everywhere where she was going with her mother and Princess Magogo. She'll record every song that Princess Magogo performs or sings, conversations, praise poets, praise singing, playing of the instruments. She used to carry this recorder everywhere where she was going with Princess Magogo, who is her mother.
Yeah. So that's also to say that this is partly where this research is going, slowly. This picture in particular.
Yeah.
This is the next inquiry of this work. Yes, thank you. So the next audio that we're going to play is Ugogo Nombenqe, who will be playing over and over again. Because ukhuluma ngesiZulu, and isiZulu sakhe sinzulu, it is deep. Will come in, all of us will come in and kind of repair the language together.
But maybe before we play that audio, I'd also like to explain the Poshoza Sundoza, which is actually the name after this project. Poshoza is actually Princess Magogo's song that I love so much. We were watching the video of her singing this Poshoza song, and in a very different feeling, and in such a beautiful character as well. And when we check the word Poshoza in isiZulu, we can refer that word to uposhozwayo. So when ukhona uposhozwayo, we say Poshozayo is someone who is very talkative. Actually, I can just say Thula we Nombuso ukhuluma kakhulu wena, meaning Thula Nombuso uposhozwayo wena. So I like that she took that word and put it in a song of Poshoza Sunduza Amabhunu ahambe. And that alone, it says, when umuntu ophoshozayo, chase those white people away. And in context of that, when she is improvising on top of that song, she's saying, but uyalona, okandaba kanti uyalilungisa. So it means the community was in half. Some people were saying, okay, we are opening hands or we're welcoming the whites, but others were saying, others were with the whites, and others were saying, no, Ogandaba, uyalona mangabe baxosha, meaning Ogandaba doesn't have to chase them away. So people were in two parts, and it always happens in the modern times as well. So I like that song so much that we decided to call this project Poshoza Sundoza. And for the fact that that song is in style of a struggle song. It's more of a struggle song, and we didn't know that in those days, in those times, they already were able, Princess Magogo was already able to create a struggle song, a beautiful struggle song for that matter. Yeah, maybe we can...
Unombuso, talking about how Princess Magogo arrives kwa Pindangene, how she enters the Buthelezi clan, Eyoshada, entering marriage.
Khuluke mayisixoxela bezintombi bebaningi ekhaya kubokwadlamasasa. Uthi ke wabona ngelinye ilanga sebebizwa begcwala indlu. Bona amantombazane kodwa kusho ukuthi wase inkosi yayisike yaxoxa bekuhleba lapha ngaphandle ekhaya egcikeni. Besima kwaze kwafika endlebeni zomntwana omkhulu uMagogo ukuthi kuthiwa uzohamba ayogana kumathole kaMnyamani lapha njengoba egane lapha azala inkosi lesihambile. Uthi ke ngithi yeni bantu uyasixoxela sizingane abantu abami ngizomgana kanjani umuntu engakaze ngeshele nami ngingamthanda. Bethi ungaphenduli ngoba busho inkosi akuphendula uthule nje ngeke ngisho lutho. Uthi ngithi ngizawulala kanjani isoka lami lona la ngqomisa ngilithanda eqome emambatheni. Uthi kodwa akubuseleli igama elithi ungaphenduli uyothula nje. Waze babizwa ke bangena inkosi nabafowabo yathi ke Magogo wasabela ke ndaba ezitha. Wathi ngiyakutshena ke dadewethu ukuthi kuzohamba mina ngiyogana kwaButhelezi umathole kaMnyamani osensabe ikhuluma kodwa uzukuya wena kuzohamba mina ngithumela insizwa amadoda azohamba ayodla inkomo. Uthi phela sengizothini ngoba mina kade ngifike ngiyalwa lapha kuthiwa ngingaphenduli. Waseke ewakhipha amadoda ayinsabe ikhuluma. Insaba ikhuluma yakhe ngale ngiduzane nje ngwakafika emfuluzi. Ngibe nomakoti wakhona mahu khona izinto ezikhona uMashantu. Kwahamba amadoda u8 insizwa ziganiwe emakhaya azo zashiwo mkazo. Wathiwa wena awu8 ahamba akabikho moto phela namabhasi akabikho. Asuka ke lo Suthu azafika ke la insabe ikhuluma emfabeni. Afika ahlala enhlane esibaya sohwalala. Abantu ke elapha ekhaya wabaningi ngephela kunkosi kuyaphithizelwa kugayiwe kwathiwa sokuyobikela umnumzana uMathole kukhona abantu esibabonayo shenge bahleli lapha enhlane esibaya. Masi bafanisa laba bantu sisibabonele enkosini ngabasosuthu. Kodwa ke sithe nxa sesibabuza ukuthi bahlalelani lapha enhlane esibaya base bethi bazogana bathunywe inkosi uSolomoni.
Hamba mchwayo. 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 Mchwayo. Hamba 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 mchwayo. Oh, hamba mchwayo. Hamba mchwayo. Hamba mchwayo. Hamba mchwayo. Oh, hamba mchwayo. Hamba mchwayo. Hamba mchwayo. Oh, 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 hamba mchwayo. Cela nous a
The next clip we will hear uKokuNombeko talking about ukuhamba kuka Princess Magogo emhlabeni and her experience of it. The song is not really the word, but if we're looking for a container, ihubo, igama, the name that produces song that we just heard is titled Hamba Mgwayo, and it comes from the recording, the field recordings that were taken in Kwapindangene, the homestead, the real homestead. And the person who leads the song, Princess Magogo, singing with the entire clan Yagabutilis, the entire clan Yagabutilis, le that she goes into marry, like the family that she marries into, the clan that she marries into. And in this project, we've been thinking so ritualistically about who gets to define the field, who gets to decide what becomes field recorded music, what becomes indigenous music, what becomes even song or genre. And those are some of the contestations that we're grappling through when we're thinking about repair. Who gets to decide? Is it the person who brings a mic into the field, an open field?
Yeah.
Is the conceptual field generated by the presence of equipment, or is it generated by ritual and kinship and relationships that people have that then produce what then becomes igama, that becomes song? That's the contestation that we've been thinking through as a collective here, with many people, many writers, many thinkers. A lot of them are in this room, and it's so cool. I'm grateful for that. So the next song, that clip we're going to hear is The Death.
Kati sivalelisene nibedlela enkonjweni ngiyombona kungasange kati sivalelisene umbona kungasangenwa sokuphula kwiphepha eminyango ethi umntanakhe abangabe besangena bazobona umntwana ngafica kuhleli iphoyisa lingumalimu wami lizalwa indoda yodwa nomama ozala mina wathi ngizokwenzenjani ntombi eqi ngizokwebela ubungeni ubona u-anti wakho kodwa umzali wakho uyabona nje sokubhaliwe ukuthi kungangeni umuntu ngase esenentshontshela ke sengena ngafika mnisalukazi engasasazi nje umntwana omkhulu esengibuze sethi esengisingatha lo muntu ayembhekile wakwaNkosi ugane kwadlozi sethi ngibane sengiqaphelise sethi makelwa umbonene esethi cha sethi umntwana untombeke sethi hawu wena kamahlomo ehlathini benjengohlanya kamkhuzidungana bangakuphuza bakwasidlala ungaphuza ngabakwadlala nantini nakamphangela langa lingaphumile kwantoni laphuma ngeingazi yamadoda abese ngangathi nanto elangikhalisayo usengibeka isandla phezulu ekhanda ethi sengihamba gqili kandaba ngiyabona mina indlela yami enhle nangumyeni wami ngimboni umbona odongweni esibhedlela umnumzana wasemadaka uMatholo uthi ungihlangabezile Mageba usengilandile angase ngikhalile
inkondlo yakhe kwaba leli hubo elithi uphefeni manje ngabe ihubo aliqamba ngaleso sikhathi noma kwakuyihubo lalike
livele lihlatshelelwa phela uNkosi uDindulu ungamagama bababesina ngawo uDindulu angithi uphefeni bethi-ke wamthinta uphefeni uphefeni lalivele lihlale lihlatshelelwa aliqanjwanga ngalelo
ihlalele emgodini wayo wamthi
sengathi ngiyambona nje-ke esegebenyeka ngekhanda lakhe wayemhleni umntwana omkhulu kade ngangithi ngingambona ngikhala ngisakhali manje sengingaba mdala nami sengiyisalukwane ngikhala kubuhlungu kanjani nami manje ngiyambona.
the meaning of this song. The meaning of this song, I think Princess Magogo here was just, I don't know, mesmerized by a beauty of someone, because she's saying when someone is beautifully adorned, so umuntu ehlobile emuhle singemjabulise nathi, you know. I think that song is also on like iTunes and everywhere, because we found it and she's singing it so beautifully, and then we took that song and moved it to nowadays and now times, because when she is singing it, she sings it as she's speaking it. It's like she is speaking it, because she brings those nuances of ukuhuba and also merges ukuhuba and praise singing, but while she is singing actually, because when she's singing that song, she's like, ho mde sho bile mhle singem jabi se nati, you know. But then when we were together, we wanted something, you know, of our times. Then we took exact words of umuntu ehlobile mhle. We say, umuntu ehlobile mhle, athi singam jabi senathi, umuntu ehlobile mhle. Ivale.
Umntwana was very playful. Umagogo was very, very playful. We often get this characterization of her as this very serious, staunch, historical figure that is not in our own grandmothers and our own aunts. Wasebkhosini, yes, but uBogogo, she was a grandmother. She lived with her grandchildren, and it's been so important for us to repair that moment in the archive, to repair that moment not for Umagogo alone, but to repair that moment as a practice in the feminist maternal code of thinking through histories, thinking through the present past. So the clip we're going to hear is an anecdote of abazukulu bamagogo bedlala ngesisu sakhe, and turning her into what we all do to our grandparents, and only us can do it. No one else can.
Yambona Mathibela silalise phansi ngelinye ilanga embhedeni wakho ungabe unamasomo ucwebezelayo lala phansi bawulale phansi ke sizinkaba yakhe igcineni alale phansi umntwana embhedeni sifake lo muntu singafiki lapho kugcine khona inkaba sifake lo muntu osithi mude ungafiki sithi kantwana Magebe yakhe inkaba yasho nathi alale phansi umntwana kusihleka
Nibheka indaba ezinhle.
Sifoka lapha esifundeni.
Indaba ezinhle ungabe ubeyilamba dli.
Ko wayenesisu sakhe nje umntwana afuna.
Wayenesisi.
Umntwana uyambona ngisedume phela ngithi ngoba lapha bamthatha uhafu. Wayenesisu umntwana.
iyaboni yaphothula
Umgadadu yephina uyathesa yini na Ogabani nalo mntwana Ogabani nalo mntwana
ogadadu yephina uyotheza yini na ogabani nalo mntwana ogabani nalo mntwana
Ogasasi 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 Ogasasi
uyihle uyephina uyotheza yini na ongakhonya ngoba kaqomana uyihle uyephina uyotheza yini na ngoba kaqonywa nje uyephina akanantombi pho uyephina akasazi 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 akasazi
This is a lullaby that was sung by Princess Magogo saying Ogabani lo mntwana, the title meaning whose child is this? We all grew up listening to our grandmothers singing lullabies to us. So I think that's the connection with me and this song. The way it was created and the comforts that the lullaby brings to us. It's beautiful. And then I'm playing a hand pen to enhance the Yeah, we have to enhance things.
Princess Magogo uzalwa uNdlunkulu uSlomo Mdlalose. That is Princess Magogo's mother, who was also a composer, a poet in her own right, and one of the first teachers of the first people who teach Umagogo, the songbook of lullabies, alongside the mothers and the grandmothers that come out of the family, the polygamous family. And it's been so important for us to stress this particular point in our research, that the lullabies become a point of departure in the preservation of particular cultural instincts, but also in growing the confidence of composition in the genres of song that are now known as indigenous music, or music that comes out of the bow instrument tradition and other instruments that have been categorized in those ways.
Yeah, can you come closer, Micca? Welcome back. Can I have that chair? Maybe here. Can I have that chair? Yes, please. No, just here. Yeah. So what I love about this whole process and project is the fact that we still want to know who Princess Magogo was. And there was previous people who also went to her archives and got the knowledge. It means there's also like the next generation who still wants to know this figure, Princess Magogo kaDinuzulu. So we then, we had a moment with Micca, my brother here, who's a brilliant percussionist. And then we were talking about that, and then we came out with the word of bayohlala bengibuza noma sengihambile. As it happening now, that everyone still wants to know, everyone is still interested to know about Princess Magogo's work, Princess Magogo's activities that she was interested in. So the word bayohlala bengibuza noma sengingekho, it means people will continue to know, or people will continue to want to know about me, even when I'm gone, and even when I'm long gone. And in those words, we then spoke about styles that we want to present for this moment, taking the past music, creating words, and then putting it in today's time.
Yes.
There is amapiano, there is gqom, there is R&B, there is all kind of styles, but there's also umaskandi. So we then like, oh, okay, no, I think maskandi can work, because if you put a percussion and then maybe put, normally it's the guitar, it's gonna give you that sound of maskandi. And remember, Princess Magogo was also playing an auto harp, and that auto harp sound exactly like maskandi. When you listen to it, it goes, you know, and it's give you that, you know. And then, I don't know if I'm saying it right, but right? And then I remembered that few years ago, I met uGogo Ubavikile Ngema, who was the queen of umakweyana. She was playing umakweyana. And by the way, Princess Magogo was playing mostly ugubu. Ugubu comes from the same family as this instrument, which is a bow instrument. So ugubu, the calabash is right at the bottom, and it's only got one string open up. There is no middle string for two parts the notes. So umakweyana has 2 notes, which can give you maybe like do, re, mi, fa. But on ugubu, it's only just 1 string, and it can only place 2 notes. Uyabamba nje kuphela ucingo lukunikeze elinye note, uphinde udedele likunikeze elinye note. So with that, umakweyana, I was very surprised when uGogo Bavikile Ngema plays the similar instrument, but playing a genre of umaskandi with the same instrument. We are going to present that in this moment.
Sendulile,
now.
Yeah. Wahamba umagogo sasala sambuza. Umntwana Princess Magogo was what we would define, and we've been talking about this for a while with so many different people, that she was part of what we would call an African intelligentsia. The type of people who straddled these multiple realms, these multiple worlds, multiple spaces. Use Lundi, use Davidson, use Sintwini in tradition, African spiritualities, use Nkolweni, Nkolweni being a Christian, a member of the Seventh-day Adventist Church. And this side of Umagogo has been very important for us to think about. And when we thought about her, and we kind of thought that she's probably the kind of person being Umagogo and others who represent her, the type of person who would say, uNkulunkulu ilwa nabala nam, melana nabamelana nam. And that element is what we're about to hear in an interview with Ugogo, when she talks about Ukola Amagogo, her faith, her belief, and the ways in which prayer for her was a ritual that is steeped in traditions that come from her family, KwaZulu, Osuthu, and some of the traditions that she picks up as a young woman living Binda till her last days. So that's what we're going to listen to.
Umntana omkhulu wayekholwe enkonzweni yamasabatha. Asuke nayo ekhaya kubo kwaDlamasala. Eyilonto nje bengaphili ngaphandle komkhuleko. Wasithelela nathi ukuthi sinazi ukuthi phila kwakho kuNkulunkulu, ukwenza kwakho konke kuNkulunkulu. Njoba angithi ngeke ngakhuluma sicoxa nje ngathi mina umntwana bamngcwaba lapha ithandaza khona isiguqweni sakhe esihlanu. Lapha ngenhla komzi wakhe lapha emangcwabeni. Ngajabule ebusuku ngila ekhaya semkamini. Mangibona kuthiwa kuyambiwa kukhanyisa imoto lapha ngenhle ngisaphila lapha ngakagugi. Ngathi ngiyabonga uNkulunkulu wami, ubanini uhambe phambili, ingane yakhe ihambe yomngcwaba lapha abekhuleka khona umntwana ecela behlala umntwana ngadli. Nalaso kuvela imbango le esebangiswa phela umntwana ungweshuwe wagandoda inamakhosikazi angayi sebevela bathi ukabani okufanele adlizwe besithi isizwe sonke ngeke edle umntwana wenkosi walethwa kwathakazodlizwa kakho uzophikisa. Uzophikisa lowo mlomo. Akhali umntwana bezakhale mayikhuleka bezehla inyembezi zithi pho. Nanti iBhayibheli lakhe nanka amaculo akhe.
What Mntwana Nombeqe here is saying is, just in maybe one word, she's just telling us that Princess Magogo was a prayer warrior and a prayer woman. She will pray until she cries, until she sheds tears, pouring tears, just here pouring her heart to God, praying. ngithethelele Nkosi izono zami ngithethelele Nkosi izono zami ngithethelele Nkosi ngithethelele Nkosi izono zami ngithethelele Nkosi izono zami ngithethelele Nkosi izono zami ngithethelele Nkosi ezulwini kukhona inkosi yami emhlabeni kukhona iqala lami ngithethelele Nkosi izono zami ngithethelele Nkosi ngithethelele Nkosi izono zami ngithethelele Nkosi izono zami ngithethelele Nkosi izono zami ngithethelele Nkosi
Thethelela Nkosi Thethelela Nkosi Thethelela Nkosi Thethelela Nkosi Thethelela Nkosi
I would love for Thuli to explain the connection that she embodied here with the song. Ngithethelele.
Yeah. So this small offering was inspired by it was inspired by the spirit of prayer that I connected with. Thank you. As we were going through ama archives gamntwana omkhulu, how when I first heard the song Ngithethelele Nkosi yami, it sort of revived the prayer warrior that lives inside of me, and how I connect when I'm on stage, as I use my body to connect, and I always say the stage is my church, or the stage is where I pray and I get to meditate to whatever situation. So getting that inspiration from ukhokho, okumntwana omkhulu, it was, I had to give something also as part of the team. So this offering was just inspired by that. Siyabonga kakhulu.
We had those moments, and then we in the process, or in the middle of the process, this past few days together, we even asked ourselves, if you were Princess Magogo today, how are you going to sing? How are you going to deliver kanjani message as how she did ngalesa sikhathi? The beauty of her having courage, ukuthi everything that she wants to say, or she feels like she wants to tell people, she'll just take the bow and sing about that. There is even a song that when you listen to those lyrics, you can tell, ukuthi, no, Princess Magogo here was just speaking to the pastors. Esontweni, ebatshela ukuthi, no, this is not it. You can't do this and that in a church, and you're a leader, you're a pastor. But she was this woman, I created ingoma, but you will find that within her voice, and the emphasis that she will do will tell the emphasis that she is saying, this is what I'm saying to you. You know, that song, do you remember the song? It's like a gospel song, but telling, Pastor would say, yeka. And when she's emphasizing something, she'll repeat a thing. She doesn't care. But yegabo, ongangeni ngesangu yafohla, yegabo. You know, that's yegabo. It just says everything. No, this woman is speaking to me. You know? Yeah. So I think if you were Princess Magogo today, yay, Gabo. Thanks. Is there an audio? Can you audio here?
Maybe now.
Izulela dumantambama la bulala mache. 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 Izulela
Yeah, please put back those effects. I want to sound like that. Hey man, listen. Oh. So now we oh my God. So now like we're taking this old music, merges it with the old, like the new style, electrified style. So this, if Princess Magogo was here, this is how she's going to sound today. Right? And the beauty of this song is that from Princess Magogo's compositions, it's a gospel song actually, because it says Zulu. I like that. I mean, 2 parts, right? Yeah. So it's a gospel that says when Jesus was crucified, right? And then, but you can tell when she's singing it, there is no influence of missionaries, because it was around those times. But when she was singing and composing gospels, she would never shy away from or be apologetic of how she wants to sound like. The nuances of Ukuhuba will always be there when she's singing Amahuba. So instead of singing, especially because she was a church woman, but she's like, you know those. I sound very amazing, by the way. And I'd like Pertunia to explain this moment. Mina, I don't want.
I wanted to explain my connection to this work. My connection is her bravery, her courage, her honesty. I am so interested in creating work from truth, creating work that is true, work that you can depend on, work that is like everlasting, if that's a thing, for us as humans, but work that is everlasting, work that you can go back to in the way that we've just done now, and like recreate, work that is still important every single day because it's true. And that's what this project has brought to me in my own practice of creating work. And Princess Magogo didn't care a damn about anyone or anything, and she wasn't influenced by anyone or anything but the truth. And that is the point from which I want to keep on creating work. She's allowed me as a maker of work to continue that and become brave as well, to go to the sensitivity and speak about the sensitivity and not hide things in the dark in shame, but to bring them out to light so that shame can no longer exist among us, inside us. So let us all create work from a place of truth.
Thank you, Zawadi, Pertunia. That was so badass. Every time I see it, it just doesn't. It feels new all the time, and that's part of what we're trying to also repair. We want to repair our relationship with electricity in the acoustic traditions. We want to bring back the electricity in our sonic traditions, in our bow instruments. So that's the sensitivity of this research work, is that we're trying to go in that direction. And this was such a very conducive space for us to begin to explore those possibilities. And the possibilities in the context of this question that just keeps coming up for us: who gets to define the field? And we want to put some electricity into the field, and to push back against certain discourses in the ethnomusicology space in the 70s in this country, where Princess Magogo sonically is defined in a very specific way. And what we learn from Ugogo Nombenga in the clip that we're going to listen to now is that we're not the only ones who have issues with how Princess Magogo and the collective were represented or not represented. The disappearances are also quite evident in that clip that we're about to listen to, where Ugogo literally says that, people came into our homestead, and we were mic'd, we were recorded, and then they left, and they never came back. And she is so pissed. I don't know how to say that in English, but she is disgusted. Quite disgusted that these people, as she frames it, have never come back. So I invite us to listen to that.
Manje singabe sakubona konke lokhu ngoba kwabukhele nentombi kugiwe kubongwe nabakwabuthelezi kungabe kusavela phela nakuvela nje khona babehlala lapha belungu akwa uyazi njengoba umntwana engasekho nje ngeke ngacasuka ngathi nezwa sengibenyanya laba belungu ababefika lapha sizingane manje singabe sakubona konke lokhu ngoba kwabukhele nentombi kugiwe kubongwe nabakwabuthelezi kungabe kusavela phela nakuvela nje
nathi lokho ikona yonke esiphoqa ukuthi size senze lo msebenzi ngoba omningi umsebenzi
cha impela
oqosho
nentombi ihlubulo ihambaze no baba mkhulu singabe sababona sebengasekho ngingavuka ngibe emshadini Zulu
undaba ethi uyakhumbula ukuthi umntwana omkhulu wayekwazi ukubongela amakhosi
kakhulu hawu kakhulu kwakungusebenzi wayengazathi yindoda esebonga ubezakhali umntwana omkhulu angibona umuntu khona umsebenzi ayingawazi ayingawazi wayangibonga amakhosi umntwana.
Yeah, and as Ugogo Ntombeke explains this, that umntwana mkhulu was a bard, like a praise singer, and she even says when she was reciting, in the moment of a reciter, she will even cry and adlule amadoda that way, because in those times it was mostly abantu besilisa, like males, who were praise poeting the kings, you know, and all of that. But she will just spontaneously do it.
And outpraise them.
And yeah, in a very spiritual way, if I think about it. What do you think?
Definitely. There's actually a picture that, thanks for reminding me. There's a picture that, pictures that we actually, that were shared with us by the family. Let me share this larger one, where this is the funeral of Inkosi Khoteme, Isilo Ubheki Zulu. This was at his funeral. And what we hear from the family is that these are some of the few images that they have of Ugogo, Ebongela, Inkosi. There's another image here where she's Empelezela. And another image where it is said here that she was very key in teaching young women and men the songs and traditions, some that we even sing today.
And she looks like she's enjoying that there.
Yes.
In that picture, Jay.
And another person to add into this is her daughter, Princess Magogo. Ugogo talks extensively about how similar she was to her mother in terms of ukubonga, ugiya. Her musicality was so, like her sensibilities to sound were very similar to her mom. Very, very similar to her mother. So these are some of the explorations that we're thinking through. Who becomes the praise singer? Who becomes Inyosi or the bard? Yes. So we're going to move to the last offering, Poshoza Sunduza.
Poshoza Sunduza Mapunambe. 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 Noma, what do you feel when singing this particular song? Use the mic.
Uyamthuma lo phoshozayo ukuthi xosha labantu bahambe, send them away, because what they came here to do is take away and never come back. So send them away, baxoshe, chase them away. So I feel that ngaphakathi mengicula le ngoma, like phoshoza
Sunduza Mapunambe. Poshoza Sunduza Mapunambe. Poshoza Sunduza Mapunambe. Poshoza Sunduza Mapunambe. Poshoza Sunduza Mapunambe. Poshoza
Thank you very much. We realize we've gone way beyond the time frame. So we really can't spend too much time on the question and answer. But if someone has a burning question, would you raise your hand and maybe let's share and exchange briefly with the artists. Otherwise, if not, please join me in thanking them. Please come back so we can give you a big round of applause. Sibonelo over there. And Tshego up there.
Siyabonga. Nah.